All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I'm throwing HUBC back into this video. I think there is an interesting setup going on here. I'm gonna do IDEX instead of TRKA, and then I'm keeping mullen just to keep mullen. But HUBC actually looks like the closest. Definitely still needs a little bit more work, but I hope you see the interestingness, for lack of words, that I'm seeing right here. Okay. With IDEX, it's actually kind of the same thing, and I'll actually quickly flash it real quick, but both of the stocks are just so close to breaking out of these two lines and hopefully going on up with a whole mess of red to hopefully recover, right? But neither is quite there yet, but both of them are definitely well worth, I think looking at to see if they do what they can do, okay? Before we go any further though, what are we going to do today? Same thing we always do, right? We're going to take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicator. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this thing with your friends, comment good or bad. I swear anything you can do really does help with the YouTube algorithms, and it is very much appreciated, okay? All right, HUBC, let's take a look at this. Look, if you watch my videos, you know I always say bad things happen under the 8 and the 20, all right? The goal really is to get over both. At the very minimum, at least get yourself over the 8, right? And you can see it. Struggles to get over the 8, able to break the 8, but can't get over the 20, struggles to break the 8, struggles to break the 8, struggles to break the 8, right? So the 8's no joke. The 8 is for sure no joke. But look, this was a decent Friday for sure. Full candle. The high of the day was 0.59. The close of the day was 0.59. That's a sexy break of the 8 moving average. I wish this was just a little bit better of a candle, but I'll be honest with you. I think I'm going to kind of call this confirmation, all right? I like that we broke our 60-cent line. Again, that was basically our all-time low support, right? So I'm glad the line is doing the job. And look, as I look over, we are above the biggest candle to the left. Obviously, this is its own little beast, right? But I like this candle today. I will be honest. Again, I wish it was just a little better, but I'll take it. And really, what am I looking at now? Give me 63, give me 64 cents, right? Get me over this 20 moving average, okay? And I'll be honest with you, I think I'm a little less concerned with tomorrow. I think it's more about Wednesday, because what I want to see is tomorrow we close here and then Wednesday we fly, okay? I think one of the important money lines is going to be literally 64 cents, right? I was saying 63, 64. For sure, it's going to be this 67. If we break 67, whew, there is not a lot of stuff stopping us from running all the way to Jesus 90 something. That's huge. That is super huge. And I'll be real honest with you, I am going to set a 67. I would like to know if that breaks. Again, I think 64 is a very realistic place to enter as well on this stock, all right? It's been a while since we've broken the 20 moving average, all right? I really need to stress that. Like, it's basically been since February, all right? It's not going to be easy to get over the 20, but given how difficult it would be, if it can get over the 20, it should do really monstrous things in my opinion. So I'm liking this. I really am, and I feel like, let me just draw this line. Let's draw it. Why not? If we can get over that, again, it hits it right here. This is the money line for sure. And there's a lot of reason to believe it could run basically another 30 cents, which is basically a 50% swing. All right, so a lot can happen if 67 breaks. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I'm being a little too, optimistic. I don't know. I don't know if I should put a little more, like, I don't know if this is confirmation yet or not, but I think ultimately it kind of doesn't matter. The 8 and the 20 are so close enough that just even this break of the 8 doesn't matter much. You got to get over the 20 and confirm, right? So, yeah, I think HUBC, like I said, looks interesting, but we're not quite there, okay? This is an interesting weekly, all right? It's obviously not a good week, all right? We are well over the 8. Nothing spectacular is happening up here. I think my eye is getting caught down here, all right? I got to zoom in hard. Can I see it? Oh, man, I got to click in. Look at that. So MACD and the 9 moving average are literally the exact same number. All right. I think the way this ends can make this look pretty. And yeah, I'll be honest, that's a rather nice RSI. All right. 80% of the work is up here. So believe me, getting over this green 8 moving average line is going to matter a lot. And I think that really stresses the importance of the 67 line. All right. Because getting over 67 is going to be important, but at the same time, getting over 70 is going to be just as important. You know what I mean? So maybe even 71 might be the safest entry on this stock. And even with that, you're still talking about a 20% swing, right? So I'm liking this. I am. Again, I'm not 100% convinced that it's going to hit, but I'm actually liking this a lot more than I have the past few weeks. You know what I mean? So HUBC. And, you know, someone else mentioned it. I think it was just Shard, if I'm not mistaken. But look, this is a really important sector. All right. I think all of us can agree that cybersecurity will be wildly important over the next, 20, 30, 50 years, right? Like more things are moving to AI, more things are moving to quantum computers, more things are moving to the internet. And if I don't feel safe on the internet, that's going to make things really difficult. You know what I mean? So cybersecurity is actually a really good sector to be in. We just need the stock to break some of these moving averages. You know what I mean? But I'm liking what I'm seeing. I will be honest. IDEX. All right, listen, this is super, super tight to say the least. All right, you don't need my technical analysis video to let you know we are moving in a hard line. Okay, the one thing I'm gonna do is say this. Look, generally the way it worked, man, I keep zooming out and keep seeing more of these. Okay, you want to go down, then horizontal, then up. All right, this stock goes down, horizontal, down. All right, horizontal, down, still down. Like I am even right here. We were down, we were starting to do a nice little thing, and then we go back down, right? So I am not convinced by any means, shape, or form that this is for sure going to go up. All right. I do think this is a better chart to look at than TRKA, in all honesty, TRKA. But yeah, I'm not wildly bought yet, and it's really going to be this 5-cent line. All right, you can see it's pretty much like at the penny 5-cent line. You know what I mean? But excuse me, even breaking that, the 50 is just so close that I don't even really know. But again, this one's close. This one knows how to get some silly hundreds of millions of shares volume, right? So the volume is king on this one, and if it can do it, it can do it. But I like HUBC a little bit more. I just thought that the two had similar setups, and it was at least worth mentioning here. You know what I mean? But look, you can see it. Red can easily be green, almost all the way up to this 11-cent, right? I'm not convinced 5 cents will be easy to break, let alone this 6 cents right here. You know what I mean? But I would actually say I think a safe entry would be around like 6.5 cents. Right? Because even going from 6.5 to basically this 11 is almost a 50 burger, right? So I don't think there's anything wrong with being a little patient on this stock. And again, when this thing wants to move volume, this thing can go to 200 million for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks on average, right? So worth the watch. I'm just not as wildly excited. HUBC, I don't want to pretend I'm like wildly excited, but I would say I'm more excited there than here. So what does the weekly look like? Interesting. Okay, we're at least on the better side of the 8 moving average. I'm not here believing that we've broken it yet, but shit, I'll take it. I'll take it for sure. Let's see where we end on Friday, and maybe next week will be the juicier week for IDEX here. But like I said, it's trying, and I'll take trying all day instead of just down, right? MULN, man, speaking of down, we are now at the 70-cent range, all right? I keep saying it. Reverse split is horrible. All you end up doing is really the same thing before the split, right? We have not come close to breaking the 8 moving average. You know I was excited on this day. I'm not trying to pretend I was not excited on the 25th. Since the 25th, there's been absolutely no reason to even consider being, excited, right? And look, I'm not here to say I know how much lower it's going to go, what the bottom is, any of that. All I know is we are in all-time lows, and I'm telling you, all-time lows is a black hole vortex. It is a horrible place for your money, all right? Yeah, I really don't have too much more to say here, in all honesty. And with that, let me just flash TRKA. Again, where are we? Look, this did just do a reverse split. I was honest, right? I know with Excella doing some silly stuff, I kind of said, look, maybe this thing will do like a silly little reverse split move and go up a bit. End of the day, I can't expect this thing to do anything well, right? And I'm going to say it one more time. Losing 280 would be death, and really losing basically 325. 50% of this candle right here would be horrible. What's the top of this guy actually? What is this, 318? I think 318 is a good line to draw. Let me draw 318. 322, whatever, we're not here for perfect. But basically, you can see it. Between the bottom of that, the top of that, we're roughly at 50% candle of this. I think this 322 to 318 is going to be a very critical number, and that would be horrible, horrible to lose, okay? Because then from there, all you really have left is the bottom of this guy. So again, I'm not liking too much here. Be very careful here. But hey, these are just my thoughts and opinions. Let me know what you think. Otherwise, thank you.